Good afternoon. I'm Peter Sparanese, City Manager for the City of Abbotsford. I'm with Mayor Henry Braun, who will be providing you with an update on the state of the emergency, evacuation orders, return home plan, as well as some information on the repairs and recovery works that have been completed to date. I ask that you hold all questions until he has completed his remarks. Staff will also be on hand with microphones as we would like to capture your questions as part of this overall briefing. Please ensure you speak loudly into the mic. Thank you, and over to our Mayor, Henry Braun.
Thank you, Peter, and good afternoon. I'd like to start by acknowledging that we are located on the traditional territories of the Tsemeth, Amatsqui, and Lakamo First Peoples. I'm Henry Braun, the Mayor of Abbotsford, and with me today is our City Manager, Peter Sparanese. Over the past few days, we have remained focused on opening up the other areas of Sumas, Prairie. The next area is the south area. Ensuring the safety of our residents is our priority, and that means conducting extensive assessments of infrastructure like roads, culverts, and bridges. We've completed all rapid damage assessments of structures, including houses, barns, and garages. With this next phase of work complete, I'm pleased to announce that we are taking a third step in implementing our return home plan today. Effective immediately, I am lifting the evacuation order for the south area of Sumas Prairie. This is the yellow or gold area on our return home map. As with the north and central areas that had their evacuation orders lifted earlier this week, the south area remains on evacuation alert at this time. Our return home website includes the area map, and as evacuation orders are lifted, residents are able to click on their corresponding area to find specific and essential information for their return to their properties. The Return Home Center at Tradex also remains open to help guide people to resources and support they need during these challenging times. As I've mentioned before, Samaritan's Purse, a nonprofit organization, is in Abbotsford to help residents with the practical assistance of cleaning up their home, removing damaged items. Please visit their emergency centers or operations center set up at Northview Church at 32040 Downs Road, and or call 1-833-738-7743. That number again, 1-833-738-7743. Turning to the last remaining area where we have floodwaters remaining, we have achieved a 20-inch drop, or 50 centimeters, in the water level in Sumas Prairie Lake bottom over the past 2 days. With the significant progress we've made in reducing water levels in this area, we have also made good progress on conducting road, bridge, and culvert rapid damage assessments, which supports us safely. Getting people back to their properties in the near future. Yesterday, we started a disinfectant process for the Sumas Prairie area drinking water system, and you may notice a chlorine odor. This should be minimal, as the do not use water advisory, which allows for flushing only, remains in place. This is an important step toward restoring water service in Sumas Prairie following multiple breaks in the water system that occurred during the flooding event. If you are looking for drinking water, a potable water station is located at Number 2 Road and Boundary Road from 8 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. and again from 1 p.m. to 4 p.m. daily. Starting tomorrow, another potable water station will be operating at Whatcom and Vi Road with the same hours of operations. Please don't be shy and use the supply as needed. With the increased risk of contamination for people who have drinking water wells in the Fraser Valley, Fraser Health has resources to help private well owners ensure the safety and quality of their drinking water. Those with concerns should follow up with Fraser Health for guidance. With many turning their focus to cleanup of their properties, starting tomorrow at 8 a.m., there will be a waste transfer station located on the west side of Riverside Road near McConnell Road. This site can take debris and items that must be disposed of as part of cleanup efforts from the flood. Over the coming days, we will continue to work toward rescinding the remaining evacuation order for the lake bottom area. We are conducting assessments as infrastructure becomes visible, and we will do so as quickly as possible. I've received many emails, calls, text messages from people looking for answers for their specific questions about recovery and support available. While I'd like to be able to assist each person personally, it's impossible for me to get to them all at this time, and I want to ensure you are connected to people who can support you. If you have any questions or need guidance on support, perhaps financial aid, temporary lodging, insurance, or where to dispose of items when cleaning up your property, please check out our Return Home webpage or Return Home Center at TradeX, where organizations are present to listen and help connect you to the right support to meet your needs. As always, we will continue to keep you informed of changes and updates. Please visit the City of Abbotsford website and social media channels for the latest information at any time. That is my update for you today, and I will now take any questions.
Hi, Mayor Braun. You touched on the water issue, and I'm just wondering, do you have any updates on tests regarding soil contamination on Sumas, Prairie, or any further information about that? We were talking to vegetable farmers today whose, crops that were in the ground, they can't harvest those now because everything's contaminated. But they said tests are being done. Have you been given any updates on that?
I'm not aware of any tests. I think I was asked this question once before, and I just directed them to the Ministry of Environment. I was out there earlier this morning, and I can see that there's silt on a lot of broccoli and cauliflower fields, so that doesn't surprise me.
Are you concerned about, at this point, are you concerned about soil contamination and the impact that could have on future crops?
Well, absolutely. That is something that is going to be looked at if it hasn't already, will be looked at in the coming days. I am concerned about the farmers who weren't able to harvest their cold crops, and they're going to be without revenue. And I've said this, if it takes a year or two to till that soil, they're not going to have any revenue for a couple of years. We know the blueberry farmers also will be revenue short for maybe 4 years if all those plants have to come out. So that is a concern to me, and I actually have raised this already with senior levels of government. But we're still in the response stage, and so I'm still laser focused on the response, but we are turning our minds to the recovery and what that looks like.
Okay, and you noted you're still in the response phase, but one of the things that some farmers have been raising is that they used to be part of a ditch and diking commission, and the farmers were taken off their representation on that. Will you be looking to put them back on there again in the future?
Well, that's not quite accurate. The farmers are still on our agricultural and diking commission or advisory committee, so we have not lost that. It's just we combined it with some other committees because we had 21 advisory committees, and we reduced that down to 8. But the diking is still captured, and there are farmers on that committee, actually more than one farmer on those committees. So.
And just one other question I had. Oh, how many, so with this evacuation order being lifted in this other area, do you know how many properties that includes and how many still remain under evacuation order?
I don't have exact figures, but the lake bottom is probably 20%, so there's 1,100 properties, so I'm guessing that there's still a couple of hundred properties that are under evacuation order. The rest of the Sumas Prairie is under evacuation alert. Thank you, Michelle. I don't see any other questions, so thank you. We will share a media advisory with you once our next press conference is scheduled. Thank you for being here.